Today, we're going to talk about solving one-step inequalities. So let's say, for example, we have something like this. Now, these are like our equations, only the difference is we don't have an equal sign in between. We have an inequality symbol, which is less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. In this case, we have less than. X plus 4 is less than 6. So in order to solve this, I need to get the variable by itself. I need to isolate the variable. So I need to get rid of plus 4. So I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides. When I do that, I'm left with x, okay, because plus 4 and minus 4 cancel out, less than 2. So my solutions would be all the values that are less than 2 would make that true. So if I go to graph it, focus on 2, 3, 1, less than 2, so it's open on 2, and values that are smaller are going to be things like 1 and 0 and so on, so I'm going to shade this direction. If I wanted to make sure that it works, I could choose a value that's less than 2, like 1. If I plug that in, is 1 plus 4 less than 6? Well, it is, because 1 plus 4 is 5, and 5 is less than 6, so it does work. All of these values work. Okay, so let's take a look at the next one. X minus 15 is greater than or equal to 10. So again, I want to isolate my variable. So I'm going to add 15 to both sides. And so x is going to be greater than or equal to 25. Now, the minus 15 and plus 15 cancel out, and so we're left with that x. So if I go to graph it, I've got 25 here, 26, 24. Greater than or equal to, which means that it includes that value, so I'll fill it in. And values that are bigger are going to be things like 26 and 27 and so on. So we're going to shade this direction. So if I checked it, 26 minus 15 is 11, and that is greater than or equal to 10. So yes, it does work. Same thing works with multiplying. If I have something like 5x is less than or equal to 20, I can divide both sides by 5 so that x is less than or equal to 4. Okay, that means I would have a filled-in circle on 4, and the values that are less than would be like 3 and so on, so I would go this direction. 5 times 3 is 15, and yes, that is less than or equal to 20 because 15 is less than 20. So we're good on that. Okay? One more of these. So x divided by 3. So to get rid of dividing by 3, I'm going to multiply by 3. And whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other. So those cancel out, and I have x greater than 27. So I've got 27 here, 28, 26. It's going to be open on 27 because it doesn't include the value. And the things that are bigger are going to be things like 28, 29, 30, all of them on this side. Okay. All right, so there's also a special circumstance that happens if we deal with negatives. If we are multiplying or dividing by a negative, flip the sign. Okay, so if we are multiplying or dividing by a negative, we have to flip the sign. So like for example, I have negative 3x is greater than 9. So if I divide by negative 3, those cancel out. I have x and I have negative 3 here, but instead of having greater than, what ends up happening, because it's a negative, it goes the other direction. So it flips. So we have x is less than negative 3. And that goes with, I need it larger than 9. So if I did 0, which would be bigger than negative 3, negative 3 times 0 is 0, that's not greater than 9. But if I do negative 4, which is less than negative 3, negative 3 times negative 4 is 12. 12 is bigger than 9. Okay? So flip the sign, only when dividing or multiplying by a negative. Let's try another one. X divided by negative 2 is less than 10. So to get rid of dividing by negative 2, I'm going to multiply by negative 2. Okay, those cancel out, and I'm left with x. I have negative 20, because 10 times negative 2 is negative 20. But instead of less than, it changes to greater than. Alright, here's another one. One last one. 5x is greater than or equal to negative 30. So I've got to divide by 5. Divide by 5, x, and negative 6. Now, we have to be careful. Do we flip the sign here? The answer is no, because we didn't divide by a negative. Even though our answer is negative, and there's a negative over here, we didn't divide by a negative. So the symbol stays the same. I hope that helps. That's all for now.